best of 2018 is continuing on here. We are going to be talking about my top 15 favorite lip products of 2018, and I've got a lot of goodies to share with you. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Michelle. I am a lover of luxury makeup and skincare, and if you are into it as much as I am, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. So let's get into my top 15 lip products of 2018. I'm going to talk about these products in no particular order. I also really tried to stay away from limited edition products in all of my best of 2018 picks. A few sneak in here and there, ones that are really worth mentioning, but I really did try and stay away from them. So let's start off with lip liners. Let's just get that out of the way right now. My two picks for 2018 are the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. This has probably shown up in many favorites, monthly favorites of mine. This probably showed up in my 2017 favorites. I just love this. This is, to me, like the perfect nude shade. And every time I buy a lip liner thinking it's going to be a dupe for this, it's not. It's always a little bit off. It's either peachier or pinker or brighter or darker. This is, to me, like just the most perfect nude color. So the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude is number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is the Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in Contour. So this was one of the lip liners that I thought was going to be a dupe for the Iconic Nude, but it actually is a little bit warmer, which on some days, like today I'm wearing it, is something that I really want. If I'm going for like more of a bronzy, warmer look, this has come in very handy. The texture of this I find to be just a touch creamier than the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheats. And that's not to say that I think they're too slippery. They're just a little bit creamier, while I feel like the Lip Cheats will actually help your lipstick kind of stay in place, like stay within the lines. And I feel like if you put this all over your lips and maybe put a lip gloss over it, this will kind of help the longevity of any lip product you have on top. I don't find that this actually does that. I feel like this is just a great lip liner. I think it does a good job, especially this color. It does a good job contouring. It goes on really nicely, so there's no dragging at all, which I really like. I prefer a lip liner that's a little bit softer than a little bit harder. So this is number 2 on my list. So number 3 on my list is the Pat McGrath Lust Gloss in Flesh Astral. I just love this. I love the formula of these lip glosses. They're not sticky. They go on really beautifully. They are so comfortable. They give your lips just this really gorgeous plump appearance. And when I first got all of the colors, this one was definitely my favorite. And since then I've branched out. So it was really difficult for me to figure out which one was actually my favorite color. I love Aliangelic. I love Blitz Gold. I love Twilo. I think all of the colors in this line are absolutely gorgeous, but this Flesh Fantasy is really the one that speaks to me the most. It's just nude, and that little bit of shimmer in there is just fantastic. So this is number 3 on my list. So number 4 on my list is another lip gloss. This is the Clé de Peau Radiant Lip Gloss in 1 Rose Quartz. And this is one of those lip glosses. This is basically like the antithesis of Instagram makeup. This is such a subtle, beautiful, quietly kind of pretty makeup product. And it has this beautiful applicator. It looks like it's twisted like a flower petal. And this shade, Rose Quartz, there's just a little bit of milkiness. It's like just enough to kind of give your lips that really healthy, plump shine. And I just love this on no makeup days. It's not sticky at all. It's so easy to wear. And this is one of those like really under the radar, really beautiful colors. You can put like a lip liner on underneath if you do want to give your lips like a little dimension. If you do want to add like a little bit of pigment to this, it's just gorgeous. And it's gorgeous alone. I really like this alone. I really like this effect for my lips. I just feel like it makes them look so plump. So this is the Radiant Lip Gloss from Clé de Peau. So number 5 on my list is going to look very similar to number 4 on my list, but this is the Chantecaille Brilliant Gloss, and this is the color Blythe that I pulled out. If you were to ask me which color of these Chantecaille glosses to pick, you know, I picked out Blythe because this is the one that I happen to be reaching for a lot lately, but I really like them all. This one is really all about the formula. It really is very comfortable on the lips. There's a little bit more pigmentation in there than these Radiant lip glosses from Clé de Peau, and they're just so nourishing on the lips. And again, there's just a little bit of like sparkle in here to give your lips that little bit of plumpness, and I just love these. These are number 5 on my list. So now we're moving into sheer lip colors, and number 6 on my list is what I actually have on my lips right now. And this again is more about the formula, but I do like this color in particular. These are the Prismatique lips from Surratt. They come in this metal squared off tube. And these prismatique lips are really meant to be layered over another color. They're kind of sheer and they have this prismatic effect to them. There's like these micro glitters in there. And so there's a lot of dimension to the coloring. This color is Cafe Societe, and that is, again, what I have on my lips. It's this browny kind of gold color. And in the tube, it looks a little bit, not scary, but it looks a little bit deep. But because of this formula and because it's really sheer, it just gives your lips like this little bit of interest, a little bit of pigment, and a lot more coloring than, say, these lip glosses that I just mentioned before. But I have a whole bunch of these colors. The Cafe Societe is probably the one that I just reach for the most. The color Paillettes is probably the other one that I reach for the most. That one is definitely much more of like a pink. But if you look at these prismatique lips in store, or if you just look at them in the tube, basically, this is very, very deceptive. You definitely want to swatch them because they're a lot more sheer, and I feel like there's a lot more interest going on than what you see in the tube. So I find these to be very, very special. So that is number 6 on my list. Number 7 on my list is a Tom Ford lip color, and this is the lip color sheer in Nudiste. I've never figured out how you pronounce it, but this came out with the Soleil collection earlier this year. I think this was released probably in the spring, late spring, early summertime, and I love this color. So this isn't that sheer. This is really pretty opaque for something that's called a lip color sheer. But this is, to me, like the perfect lip color. I just think it is so beautiful. I love a metallic lip. I guess it's kind of sheer. I love a metallic lip, and this has like a little bit of like peachiness in there. I love this. I wore this a lot when I first got it. I've kind of forgotten about it since then, but while I was digging through my collection, I was like, oh my God, I love this lip color. I have to pull this back out. It's gorgeous. So anyway, this is number 7 on my list. Next on my list is one that's fairly new to my collection, but I have used it enough to know that this is a really special formula. These are the lip veils from Chantecaille. So these came out, I think, with their fall collection. So I've had this, I think, maybe since September. I have the shade Baobab. I've been meaning to pick up other colors, just haven't gotten around to it. And what I love the most about this, the color is beautiful, but I love the formula. This is, I think, out of all of the lipsticks, even the lip glosses that I've talked about, this is the most nourishing feeling lip product that I have. When I put this on, I really feel like I've just put on a lip balm. And when I remove this, or when it's worn off at the end of the day, I don't feel like I need to rush and put a lip balm on, which is generally what I need to do, not with lip glosses, but with other kind of lipsticks. By the end of the day, I feel like, oh, I need to like do something with my lips, moisturize them, put some lip balm on, something. But that never happens with this lip product. And there's like, you know, it's sheer. It's definitely not like the most pigmented lip product I've ever used, but there's a lot of pigment in there, and that is kind of rare to have one that has like a decent amount of pigment in there without being drying at all. So I really appreciate this formula. I think it's really special. So that is the lip veil from Chantecaille at number 8. All right, now we're moving into liquid lipsticks, and these liquid lipsticks are not the matte drying kind because I do not like those. But the first one I have to mention is number 9 on my list, and this is the Giorgio Armani Lip Maestro. This is in the color 202. And I love this formula. I have been raving about this, I think, all year. I have put this in my favorites at least a couple of times. I've worn this at least a couple of times on camera for you guys. And every time I do, you always compliment me on my lip color. So I had to mention this. This is such a wonderful formula. It's very moussey. It's very, very velvety. It doesn't dry down completely, like I mentioned. And look how pretty that color is. The formula is very comfortable, but it is very, very unique. It's very, very special. I've never used a product quite like this. It feels really nice on the lips. It doesn't dry down completely, so it's not transfer proof, but there is a little bit of longevity there. It doesn't like wear away quite as quickly, obviously, as any of these sheer lipsticks or these lip glosses. But I want to say this has the same longevity as like a really pigmented cream lipstick, but the finish of it is not quite as shiny as a cream lipstick. It is, I don't know, kind of like a dulled down version of that. It's obviously not matte. It will dry down a little bit more than this, but it's not matte. Again, it has like this velvet finish. It's just really interesting. So this is number 9 on my list. Number 10 is the Tom Ford Lip Lacquer in Copper Chic. So these came out earlier in the summer, and there were 3 finishes that came out with this lip lacquer release. There was a matte, a metallic like this, and then there's one called, I think, Patent, which was a very high shine finish. There's one color in there called No Vacancy that I really, really love, but I thought I should just pick one, and Copper Chic in the metallic finish won out. So I did not like the matte finish at all. That was way, way too drying for my lips. But this one was absolutely gorgeous and very, very comfortable on the lips. Here is Copper Chic, and I love a metallic lip, so this is really way up my alley. And I was actually surprised how many different kind of like eye looks that I could wear with this. It's more versatile, I think, than you think it is. Like, you think it's going to be a really polarizing kind of lip color, like people are either going to love it or hate it, but I think it plays really nicely with whatever else you have on your face. It's not as like crazy and outstanding as you think it may be. I just think it's really gorgeous, and there's just like a hint of fun in there, and I love it. So that is number 10 on my list, Copper Chic from Tom Ford. All right, and now we are down to my bullet lipsticks. This next one, number 11 on my list, is fairly new to my collection, but they are so special that they needed to be mentioned here. These are the La Bouche Rouge lipsticks. They are special in every way, from the packaging to the formula to the creative director behind it. Everything about this brand is really interesting. I'm going to leave a link down to their site below in my description box so you can kind of read up on them. But I believe either the creative director or one of the people that founded this brand is Wendy Rowe, who is a British makeup artist. And you can really kind of see the makeup artistry in the different reds that are available in this line. When I first walked up to the counter and I saw all those reds, I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping there were more nudes. But once you kind of take a close look and you see all the really kind of nuanced reds and how like a little bit different they are from any other red that you've seen. Like, you won't see just a straight up primary red. Like, there's a little like twist to each of them. They are all so, so beautiful. Their original case is black. This is all the same leather that Hermes uses. The La Bouche Rouge logo is engraved in here, and then you can actually get your initials engraved into the case if you were to buy this at the Barney's on Madison in New York or the Barney's in LA. They have the engraving machine. So I purchased the black case, which was the only option that they had. And then for the holidays, and I think they're still available, they have 4 like limited edition special colors for their cases. And I purchased one more red, which had to be done for the holidays. So these cases are refillable. So everything is magnetized. The lid is magnetized to the rest of the case, and then this just pulls out, and this is the refill that you end up purchasing. It just falls right into the case, and that's it. It's magnetized in, and it rolls up and down really easily. It's just an easy like component to use. So the color that I have in here is the nude brown, and it's gorgeous. The formula is really gorgeous. So if you get a cream, so they have matte cream and then balms. So this is one of the cream formulas, and it kind of falls, I want to say, between a regular cream lipstick and like a sheer balm kind of lipstick. There's a little bit more pigment than that, but not by much. And you see like how balmy it is? These are so nourishing for the lips. They're just fantastic. So that is the nude brown. And then one of the matte colors that I have is in the color Chloe. And their mattes aren't even that matte. They're not flat and dry. They're just not quite as balmy as their cream formula, but look at that red. Isn't that fantastic? And then last but not least is their balm formula, and this is their peach balm formula. It's just like a tinted lip balm. And this was such a lifesaver. So I picked this up while I was in New York when I didn't have any lip balm on me, and it had gotten really cold and really windy like overnight. My lips were like so dry that they actually looked okay, but they were like really red and they were burning. Like anytime I ate anything salty, they would burn. It was like that kind of dryness. So when I purchased this was such a lifesaver. This is so, so nourishing, and I just love it. So La Bouche Rouge lipsticks, all of them are number 11 on my list. All right, number 12 on my list is a Tom Ford lip color in Devore, I think is how you pronounce it. This color I picked up, I want to say at the end of the summertime, maybe in the summertime, and it was when I feel like the cool tones were really becoming popular, and I thought, I have so many peaches in my collection, I need to kind of revisit the like mauve world. So I picked out this color, and I really haven't looked back. It's just gorgeous. And I had been really hesitant about purchasing any Tom Ford lip colors. A lot of the ones that I purchased way back in the day went bad very, very quickly. I'm sure you guys all heard that. But I have heard that they have kind of, tweaked their formula a little bit. They removed the one oil that apparently was the one going rancid very quickly. And so far with the ones that I've purchased, I want to say over the last year and a half, have been totally fine. So time will tell, but so far so good. And I just love this color. This is such a like my lips but better kind of color. So that is Tom Ford's Devore at number 12 on my list. Number 13 on my list was a new release this year. This is the Sicily Le Phyto Rouge lipstick. They, I believe, already had a Le Phyto Rouge lipstick in their line, but they completely revamped it. And my goodness, they really knocked it out of the park. The packaging is great, comes in this red velvet pouch. The case is black and gold zebra print. So easy to find in your purse if you're digging around for it. And this is magnetized. And I purchased 3 colors, but I'm not going to bore you with all 3 because this is the one that I find to be so special. This is number 33. It's called Orange Sevilla, and it's a rich brown color, but it's very, very warm. Isn't that just gorgeous? I find this color to be so sophisticated. I feel like this is the color I reach for if I want to be taken seriously. I just really love this color. And the formula is amazing. It's really rich. They're highly, highly pigmented. They are very long wearing for a cream lipstick. I was actually very, very shocked, but they're so comfortable on the lips and they don't really wear away that quickly. I want to say after a meal and a bunch of drinks, it was still there. I mean, maybe in the middle, it was like a little worn away, but like the majority of my lip was still there. So very impressed by the formula, really impressed by the color range, love the packaging, everything about it is amazing. So this is number 13 on my list, the Sicily Le Phyto Rouge lipsticks. Number 14 on my list is a Pat McGrath Luxe Trance lipstick, and this is in the color Lust Angeles. You guys know how much I love this color. It's so, so good. It's like a little bit grungy. It just really speaks to my grungy side. I'm going to swatch it actually next to Devore so you can see how much cooler and more brown it is. But there's just enough kind of pinky purple in there to make me look not completely dead when I wear this. But as you guys know, I'm 45, so my like formative years were the grunge years. And so when I saw this color, I was like, yes, like that's the color I've been looking for like 20 years. What is happening? So I love this color, Lust Angeles. I think on the site, it's considered a seasonal color. I don't really know what that means. If that means it's going out of stock, I really need to buy a backup. But I love this formula. The Pat McGrath Luxe Trance lipsticks are one of my favorite cream lipstick formulas. They're really pigmented. They're super smooth. They're long wearing, but this color is just really, really special. So this is number 14 on my list. And number 15 on my list is one that needed to be mentioned, but it is limited edition, and I really hate talking about this because anyone who has not gotten their hands on this will not be able to get their hands on this. But this is the Lisa Eldridge True Matte Velvet Ribbon lipsticks, I think is like the full name. But I picked out Velvet Jazz. She came out with 3 colors, Velvet Morning, Velvet Ribbon, and Velvet Jazz. And Velvet Jazz is my favorite. It's the most unique, I feel like. So this is what it looks like in the tube. It has that incredible velvet finish on the outside of the bullet. And this color is so unique. It looks like it's almost going to be like that orange Sevilla color from Sicily, but I swatched them next to one another. And do you see how much more warm the orange Sevilla is? This is the Velvet Morning. It looks almost more like of a raspberry on the lips. So it's very like deceiving in the bullet, and it's a really kind of interesting surprise when you put it on the lips. And I do feel like depending on what is next to it, what else you have on your face, this could actually end up looking a little bit warm. It's just an interesting color. A very unique red. So Lisa Eldridge's Velvet Jazz is number 15 on my list. Whew. So that is my top 15 lip products for 2018. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear what your favorite lip products were for this past year. I obviously am always down for a new lip product. I think they're so much fun. I think lip products are like the easiest and the fastest way to like update or change up your look, like so easily. I've taken to maybe these past couple of months, not putting any makeup on, but putting on a really bright lipstick and feeling like really polished with just that on. It's really transformative. So anyway, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.